Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today I'm going to talk about smelling salts and survival situations. But before we do that, if you're interested in survival courses in Belgium, there will be a link to my website for survival courses in Belgium and also to my book called Bloody Crosses. Alright, smelling salts. This is something that has piqued my interest lately. First of all, I saw it on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I thought, is it something that is it something that can be used for survival scenarios? Why are smelling salts usually used? Well, they claim that sport athletes or like boxers and weightlifters, that they use this to to get a dose of adrenaline that they will create by smelling this. Also, they use it. It's bad now, but they used to use smelling salts for boxers that are knocked out to wake them up. And originally, this is something from the Victorian time where females were fainting all around, probably because of the corsets and the restricting clothing that they had to wear. And they always had smelling salts to wake them up when they started to faint. And yeah, by the bottle cap, it says it will help you with focus, gives you energy, and gives you extra strength when you inhale it. Because the way this works is if you inhale the fumes of the smelling salts, this will trigger the sinuses, and that will activate some adrenaline or something. That's at least the claim that they are. Smelling salts are just sodium carbonate, ammonium chloride. So yeah, I've been trying this out, and I must say it has been really interesting because I've been using this a few times so far, and the effects that I got from it were different from other people. And I will tell you what the differences were. But when I took it, it's for me it's not it did not help with getting extra strength in the fitness. Perhaps it's because I do not do super heavy weightlifting. I'm doing regular weightlifting. But also what did help for me was when I was a little bit tired, it helps me get a little bit more focus. You know, that moment that you have the moment of clarity after you are starting to doze off a little bit. That helped me in that regard, especially after long days of works. And yeah, in that regard, it's something handy. But I tested it out with my friends. My friends never used this, they even did not know what this was. And the effect was very interesting because I've done it a few times, and for me, it's just something that helps me wake up a little bit again, but it dozes off a little bit afterwards. But with my friends, it was really interesting because it was very late. My friends were tired; they just eaten, so you got sort of food coma, so to say, that they start to get at a little bit. How do you say this? Nodding off, dozing off, and that's something that usually happens when we are also watching a movie, especially at night. Alcohol, a big meal, so they were usually starting to doze off. But because they have been using this, two of my friends were hyperactive all night long, which is not of their customs. So that was really interesting because for me it was not that big of an effect, but to two of my friends, even their girlfriend said that they were so hyperactive that it was annoying. But yeah, either way, either it has different effects on different persons, or it is a placebo effect. And to be honest, there is not much scientific research that I could find that it is ultimately proven to help with all those things, because and that's the reason why I think it's partially because of somebody's build, their genetics, how they react to this, and also partially to the placebo effect, because I hyped it up a little bit before I let them sniff it. So yeah, I think it has to do with that. So smelling salts, if you are going to use this, sometimes it will not be that effective. But if you have somebody in your bug out group or your MAC, mutual support group. If somebody is dozing off and they do not know about this, then it will be very effective if you're giving them, try to, like a placebo, try to blow it up like, oh, you got to try this really helps tops athletes using this, and that will help them. So that will be helpful for a group survival plan, I would say. But you got to perhaps a little bit manipulate, lie a little bit, and see to what people it really works and to what people it's more placebo. And also I want to mention, this is really the very strong stuff, and yeah, don't overdo this. I would say only use this when you really need it. So don't start to sniff this close. You always have to at least, I think it's 6 inches, 10 centimeters, that you have to get away and try to inhale it, and it will really burn your sinuses off. So don't do it too much. Don't do it in a too big of a dose, because that could be very dangerous for the lungs and the sinuses and the breathing system. And yeah, that's something. And also one thing, usually from what I found, is this will last when you activate it, because you get it dry like this. But to activate it, you need to take the spoon out, fill it with a certain amount of water, put it in, start to shake, and then you got smelling salts that are activated, and these will usually last between 3 or 6 months, depending on how much you use them, or how you close it off, or you put it in a sealed off bag. That could also help. So yeah, I would say it has its place in your survival plan, and depending on what persons and how you're going to use this. But I would not say, I would say this is perhaps a little bit better than trying to use caffeine pills or something to stay awake, because whenever I used caffeine pills, yeah, you got that little boost of focus and alertness, but then the crash is so much worse. With this, you don't really have this, in my opinion. Of course, I have never overused this, because there are several things that could happen: breathing problems, headaches, diarrhea if you overdo it, and also if you have an affliction like how do you call this, asthma or other respiratory illnesses. Don't use this if you have those. And yeah, I hope this gave you an idea, and perhaps give you some of the pros and the cons about smelling salts. If you have any experience about this, please let me know in the comments. I'm always eager to learn other experience, because scientifically I do not find many researches that are 100% determined, I would say. So I'm gonna take one sniff for the day, and then I'm going to stop with the video. So like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. So ah, woo! Damn. Oh my. All right. See you in the next video. Cheers.